Welcome back to the My Manager career here with Schalke. Welcome to episode 5, season 2. Here we are, January football, which means we've got a lot to get through in this episode. We've got some contracts that we need to look at. And of course, we've got 5 big matches coming your way. All league matches, all critical matches at the halfway point throughout the season. We currently sit in 6th position at 23 points. And hopefully we can remain within that pack after the end of the January period. Now, talking about the contracts, we've got 4 players in the final 6 months of their contract. We've got Segan, we've got Merkin, we've got Bullet, and then we also got Schallenberg as well. Looking at Merkin, we will look to potentially depart with him in this transfer window, being that while he has been within the squad, we just haven't quite utilised his strengths within that 3-back formation. With Bullet, it's very similar. We unfortunately have not used him here in Season 2. So we will look to put him on the transferred list to potentially send him out here in the January transfer window. And then the final 2, the centre defensive mids, we've got Schallenberg and then we've got Segan. Schallenberg, he's been covering the centre-back position as well as the centre defensive mid. And of course, Segan has had a little bit of a hit and miss Season 2, obviously a strong Season 1. So Yuri has decided that he wants to re-sign him, but we're not going to be breaking the bank on this one. So the offer is going up to 18,000. We'd love to get him for a little bit less. And of course, we can add a signing bonus as well. So we'll ultimately look to do around that 200, 250k. First off, we'll go the 150 and see if we can get that over the line. But if we do need to bump it up into the 200k, we will. Now, they've come back here, 22k for the wages and 190k for the signing bonus, which is well outside our parameters here. So we will go with 16k here. We're happy with the 190 and we'll see if we can get him over the line on this one. He's come back again strong on the 22k. We'll bump it up to that 17k and we will go 200 flat. And unfortunately, once again, he's holding strong on the 22k per week. So we'll do a final offer here. If he doesn't re-sign, then we'll move our attention across to Schallenberg. We're going with the 250k signing bonus. And Segan has declined the offer there. So we will give the news back to Yuri. And then we'll evaluate what we need to do throughout this transfer window. Obviously, Schallenberg is another one that Yuri's decided that we should re-sign. So we'll go with that 11,500 and 150k signing bonus. He's come back with 16.5 with 150k and 5 goals. We're going to go back with 11.5 here, weekly wage. But unfortunately, he's staying strong on the 16.5. Ultimately, we've got up to 18k. That's what Yuri's given us within the budget. But obviously, we want to try and get as cheap as possible here. So we'll go back with 12 and see if he's happy with that. And he's going to stay firm on that 16.5. But the signing bonus is 39k. So we will ultimately agree to terms on this one, being that I think 16.5 is not too bad for the experience of Schallenberg. He does cover that centre defensive mid as well as the centre-back position and brings that veteran experience in that back line. So this is the lineup we've got at the moment. Arana Kuna up front in that striker position at the moment, 75 overall, but he's been our superstar here in Season 2. We've got Karaman, the captain, in the cam position, and then obviously Patrick Frank, the Youth Academy graduate, 18 years of age. He is in the starting lineup, being that he performed well in December. So we're not going to throw him out of the squad straight away. We'll give him an opportunity to showcase what he can continue to do here in January. And Napan really just needs to fight back into that position. We've got Moore, who is a bit down on form at the moment here in Season 2. And Hamachi, as well as he's been strong in areas, also hasn't quite hit the expectations that I'd like on a left mid and a right mid here in Season 2. Segan, as mentioned earlier, hit and miss this season. He does bring some veteran experience in that centre midfield position, and Metcalf has been solid throughout this Season 2 as well. Then we've got Vashkovic, Sanchez and Ida, currently our preferred 3-back option, with Bell and Wasinski on the bench, and Schallenberg, of course, can play that centre-back position as well. Looking at the bench, we've got Holland, who will potentially send out on loan Aiden, who's fighting for that left or right mid position. We've got Brunner, who has had a good start to his career here at Schalke, but ultimately he had that suspension with Napan due to that confrontation in the dressing room. We've got Schallenberg, who's been very versatile here in Season 2. Burkhardt, who's recently joined us, has been solid within coming off the bench. Wazinski, Bell, and then Pauli as well, that we unfortunately have not started in that goalkeeper position. Looking at the youth academies now, we've got a couple of players that will look potentially move into the senior squad and then potentially send them out here on the transfer window to at least get 6 months of first grade football before we evaluate in season 3. We've of course got Maring, who potentially could have signed with us at the start of the season, but we moved it to evaluate in January, so he'll move to the senior squad. Skov, unfortunately, we will depart with. His potential has really dropped since we first signed him. We've got Fox here, 60 overall, centre defensive mid. He's got the potential of 68 to 76, so we'll move him to the senior squad, and he could be definitely a good substitution option coming off the bench for us going into season 3 and beyond. We've got Jacob Thomas here, 68 to 76 overall, centre back. We'll look to move him into the senior squad as well. Now looking at new recruits into the youth academy here, we've got Tom Mulder. He has joined us, 55 overall right midfielder with the 63 to 87 potential. Ultimately, we need to work on his ball control and dribbling, as well as a bit of his passing as well. So it's either the winger option that we'll work on, which gives him the agility, balance, ball control, dribbling, or it'd be the wide playmaker. But I think for his first stint on the development kind of scale, we'll go with the winger, and that will be his first development for the first 6 months. Talking about departures, one of the decisions was for Holland to potentially go out on loan, and he is the first to leave here in the January transfer window. It is only for 6 months, and that is because we've got Brunner, who will be our preferred substitution for Aranakuna. Now looking at transfer options here, we've got a deal here coming through for Merkin, which Yuri has agreed to terms on a 3.9 million, so he's happy with that offer. So we will accept, and now it's up to Merkin and his agent to decide if they do want to depart here in January. But we've got the first match of the episode here. It's against Leipzig. They've won 4 of their last 5 matches, and of course they're currently in 3rd position here in the Bundesliga. It's an away match as well for us, so it's going to be a big ask to potentially defeat them here in front of their home fans. They will be going with a 4-2-2-2 formation. And of course, we've got a rejigged starting lineup with Patrick Frank starting in that cam position. So another opportunity for him to showcase on the big stage here in the first team squad. Looking at our formation, we're going with the 3-4-2-1. It's Ita, Sanchez, Vashkovic, and then Segan, Metcalf. And then on the wings in the left and right mid, it's Hamachi, Moore, Frank, Karaman, and then Aranakuna up front. Kickoff underway here. Aranakuna trying to push down, try to stay aggressive early on. Segan needing a slide across, misses on the first attempt. Ball back centre field. Segan sliding, again misses on the second attempt. Sanchez cuts off the pass on that one, gets the ball out to Vashkovic, and cleared out here to Karaman. Tries to get the ball down there, but unfortunately loses it. Counter-attack here for Leipzig. Into the box, and blocked there by Hickering. Great save there by the keeper. Segan sliding across, nice block there, and we clear it out to Frank. Metcalf sliding across here, 21 minutes in. It's been a defensive battle at the moment. Sanchez needing to slide across, great defensive play there. And he clears it out here to Moore. Down here to Karaman. Nice defensive play there by Aranakuna. He's got Hamachi running a nice line here. Gets on the outside, steps back on the in. Chips into the box there. Segan, opportunity. But he just couldn't control it good enough there. And Leipzig let off, unfortunately. Great little cross into the box by Hamachi. But with 38 minutes in here, Leipzig with the counter-attack. It is sliding across, Metcalf out of position. Pass around the body there. Ida needs to slide across. Back on the inside. And Hickering with a great save once again. Cleared out here by Moore. And we will go into the halftime break here. All tied up. It's been a battle of defence in the first half. We've held our own. Can we continue in the second? 47 minutes in here in the second half. Sanchez needing to slide across. Jota tries to get on the outside, but nice defensive play there by Sanchez. Cleared it out here to Segan. Down to Moore on the right-hand side. Gets the ball down to Karaman. Tries to push it around the outside of the defender, unable to get past him, and once again, cut off defensively. We will do a switch out here, more going off for Aiden, Burkhardt coming on for Sagan, and hopefully some fresh legs here in the second can produce some points. We've been strong in defence, 56 minutes in here. Vashkovic trying to slide across, nice block on the pass. Unable to regather it though. Ball into the box, Jota with a shot. A nice save there by Hickering, cleared out by Ida. And Frank down to Hamachi. Onto Ranakuna. He's got defenders on each side of him. He does control it. Gets a great ball through here to Metcalf. Shot opportunity, but he drags it closer to the defender. He really needed to take a shot on that one. A real missed opportunity there by Metcalf. Nice defensive play there by Sanchez. 72 minutes in. Poor pass there by Vashkovic. Pushing back, trying to get back in defence line. Cross into the box. And he heads it over the top of the keeper's hands. Again, a poor mistake in attack by the back three. Clearing it out has cost us some points. We've got to clean that up. Cross into the box here. Ida doesn't react. The attacker just gets on the outside of him. And he's one-on-one with the keeper. And it's straight over the top of the head of Hickering. 78 minutes in here. Ball centre field. Jota tries to get on the outside of Sanchez. And this could be a card. Potential red. Jota breaking through the line there. Sanchez sliding across. And it is a red card here. 81 minutes in. Not an ideal situation, but Sanchez has had a phenomenal match. Just trying to push across aggressively there, trying to cut off Jota, but unfortunately, just a little bit too aggressive. Vashkovic with a nice defensive play there. Final moments, Frank clearing it out. Tries to get a pass down to the captain. And final moments here, Vashkovic sliding across. Jota just waits for it. Gets the ball back. And we're down by 2 in the final moments. Leipzig get the win. Disappointing end to this match. Defensively strong throughout the first 72 minutes. But the final 18 minutes, we just really struggled. Defensively, sliding not well in the back line. Obviously, the red card didn't help as well for Sanchez, which we will definitely miss in the next match. So, unfortunately, Leipzig get the 3 points. We need a good look at this squad if we are to stay within the pack of the 6th position. It was a 54-46 split on possession. We only had 1 shot attempt on goal. And Sagan was our best player with an 8.2. Disappointing first match. We definitely need to look at things here in the January transfer window. Of course, Merkin will be departing here. He has agreed to terms. And that will be for the 3.9 million that we agreed to with Braga. We also do have a couple of loan departures here with Jacob Thomas. He'll be departing here for 6 months. So hopefully he gets a little bit more experience in the first team. But we head into the second match of this episode. And before we get into that second match, which is going to be a big battle, 18th position, we do have some big news where Paris Brunner has been recalled. And that was due to the manager of Monica just was not happy with the decision for us to bench him. He's obviously coming back into the squad as a substitution. And they've made the decision that to further his development, he needs to be recalled back to the squad. So while we've just had Holland depart on loan for 6 months, after this match, we will need to evaluate what we're doing in the striker position to potentially get some backup on the bench for Ranakuna. Frank's going to get another opportunity here on the cam position. We've got Napan playing the cam position on the other side, and with the departure of Brunner, we're actually going to play Karaman up front in the striker position just to see how that works for us, or do we need to potentially look to the free agency or potential transfer here in the January transfer window. This is not a bad squad to put this kind of formation up against. St. Pauli are in 18th position. But we also need to remember they are in the Bundesliga, so it is not a given that we win this match, so we need to play smart. Frank sliding across here, shot opportunity, but blocked by the defender 4 minutes in. But a real chance. Nice delivery across the field by Aiden, who is starting over Moore in this match. We've got Wazinski and Bell also starting in the back line. Obviously, Sanchez out for a 1-game suspension. So a bit of a shift in the squad. Burkhardt also in for Segan, and he's partnered with Metcalf. Both of them coming from St. Pauli in the August transfer window. Hamachi with the ball on the outside here, pushing centre field. Gets past the defender. Nice move there. Shot opportunity, but he pushes it wide right. A real chance there for Hamachi. 22 minutes in here. Vashkovic sliding back. Misses on the defensive attempt. Wazinski needs to get in front of the ball on that one. Nice play there by Bell, sliding across. St. Pauli on the attack at the moment. Throw in here by Banks. Tap down here, Bell unable to get in front of that one. Metcalf misses on the defensive attempt. Wazinski out of position. And unfortunately, we're down by 1 here, 29 minutes in. Not where we want to be in this match. St. Pauli score first. And it was all by poor defensive positioning. Metcalf, Bell, and Wazinski all out of position on that one. And it was a nice, easy run through the middle of the field. Metcalf gets it out here to Aiden. Back in to Napen. Shot opportunity by him. Saved there by the keeper. Corner opportunity here, Metcalf. Looking to put it in the box here. Nice header there by Burkhardt. Unfortunately, the keeper too strong on that one. And we will go into the halftime break here, trailing 1-0. We need a strong second half if we are to pick up these 3 points. Chip over the top here. Wazinski gets back. Nice defensive play. 53 minutes in here in the second half. Burkhardt down here to Napen. Pushes back centre field here. Ball out to Hamachi. Shot opportunity, but saved there once again. Quick hands by the keeper. Where he tried to put it in that top pocket. We will do a switch out here. Frank going off. Aranakuna coming on to bring the experience. We will move Karaman back into the cam position with Aranakuna moving up into the striker. Vashkovic with a nice defensive play there. Pushes down to Metcalf. He's got Burkhardt on the inside. He's got a bit of space here. Shoots! And Carlo Burkhardt scores his first here for Schalke against his former club. 62 minutes in here with an absolute bullet of a shot. Defender steps aside, tries to get a foot in late. Predicting the step back on the inside there, I believe, the defender. And Burkhardt just hits with absolute power in the left side of the pocket. We're all tied up here, 63 minutes in. Napen sliding across, nice defensive play there. He's got Ranakuna. Steps back on the inside there. Great play there by Ranakuna, but unfortunately, keeper saves that one. Shot directly at him. He needed to put it in the right side. And a real opportunity miss there. Bell needs to slide across, cover it, cross into the box. Tap down there by Vashkovic. Hamachi taps it out to Karaman. Pushing centre field here. Defenders behind, trying to get back. He's got the legs at the moment. Napan into the box here. Shot chance. And again, the keeper with the safe hands. 76 minutes in. Cleared it out here by the keeper. Tap down. Bell taps across to Wazinski. Down to Burkhardt. Back here to Karaman. Into Ranakuna. Shot chance. Just hooks it too right on that one. We're in the final 10 here. And a real chance there to get that lead in the final moments. Hamachi, 83 minutes in here. Pushing down the left-hand side. Back to Napan. Beautiful pass through to Karaman. But he takes it too far into the box. But Aranakuna picks up the scraps. And there we have it. 4 minutes before the full-time siren. We get that 1 point advantage. Now it's all about holding it. 11 goals for the season so far for Aranakuna. This is the reason why he is our #1 striker And we just need to make sure at season end we do secure him to a contract. I think he's been absolute vital here in Season 2. And especially with Paris Brunner departing, he is now our cemented #1 striker in the squad. Nice defensive play there by Bell to cut off the shot chance in the final moments. And he clears it out. We do get the win here, 2-1. A strong performance by somewhat of our second squad with Wazinski, Bell all starting. Burkhardt, Metcalf, and obviously Frank and Napan in that cam position. It was 49-51 split on possession. Ranakuna was our man of the match with 9.7. Burkhardt with a 9.1. And it was a strong performance all round to recover in that second half. Now, as we talked about, striker options to play off the bench here to support Ranakuna. Yuri has found Phillips, who is 31 years of age and is available for loan. So we'll potentially negotiate what kind of split we'll have on his wage. But Yuri's happy for us to go up to 70%. But ultimately, they have agreed to terms on 55-45 split. If we do want to keep him, it's 1.2 million. But ultimately, he is just a bit of a stopgap for Holland to return back in Season 3. He has agreed to terms. He's happy to jump across here to Schalke. And we're happy to have him for the final 6 months here of Season 2. He will wear the number 9, but he will be coming off the bench for us as Ranakuna is our preferred striker. He does bring experience to the squad. And obviously, that is exactly what we want, being that we do have quite a young squad, a bit of veteran experience in that front line. We do have a big match for the third match here, 6th place Hoffenheim. We've had some big battles with them throughout this series so far. It is at home for us in this one. So we'd love to get a big victory here. Obviously, get those vital 3 points that we are desperate to get. We did pick up 3 points in the last, but obviously we did fall to Leipzig as well, 2-0 in that first match. We're going with that 3-4-2-1. It's a Sanchez and then Vashkovic. In that centre or midfield position, we've got Metcalf, Segan, Hamachi, Moore. Frank gets another opportunity in the cam position, Karaman, and then Ranakuna up front. Ultimately, Frank's got this last match here to showcase what he did in December. If not, we'll potentially look to switch Napan back into that cam position for the remainder of January and beyond. And ultimately, it would be his jersey to lose if he doesn't perform. But let's get this match underway here. Third match of the episode. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. Hopefully, we can have a big match here. Frank gets it out here to Hamachi. Back into Karaman. Gets it across to Segan here. Shot chance from out wide. And the keeper quick with the hands. Segan trying to get his first points on the board here in Season 2. Delivering it into the box here. Hamachi picks up the scrap. Shot chance. Saved by the keeper. And cleared out. 13 minutes in here. Sanchez needs to push back here. Returning back from the suspension. Vashkovic taps it down. Metcalf out to Segan. Looking to drag it across here to Karaman on the right-hand side. Ranakuna gets great ball in there. But keeper once again with the quick hands down the short side. Deflects it over the back line. 19 minutes in here, Segan once again in the box. Sanchez getting up. But he stayed down here. That's a potential injury there for Sanchez. And he's taken a while to get up, which means it could be a long-term injury. We'll play on here. Frank needs to get back here. Moore needs to try and support as well. We're kind of leaving it hanging there. And we leave it all up to Hickory in there to make an incredible save. Moore just absolutely stopped chasing on that one. A real poor team play. Off the post. Sanchez just caught in no man's land there. He's injured. We need to get him off. Trying to clear it over the sideline there. Segan doesn't do well defensively to try and get in front of that one. Sanchez out of position once again. Hickorin with the save. Keeping us alive in this one, Hickorin. Ball back. Hickorin once again with the save. And Vashkovic clears it down here to Segan. He's got Moore. Finds him down the right-hand side. Pushing back centre field. tries to cross it in the box there. Beautiful pass. Aranakuna tries to get the shot. We've seen that before with the delivery over the top there by Moore. But unfortunately, he just could not get the shot away. We will do a switch out though. Sanchez going off. Hopefully not a long-term injury, but it does look that way. Hamachi's off for Phillips, so he's getting an opportunity in the striker position with Aranakuna moving to the left mid. And then Burkhardt also in for that centre midfield position. Moore with a shot chance there in the final moments. And unfortunately, we will go into the halftime break here. Currently all tied up against Hoffenheim. Once again, a big defensive battle against them. And it has been no different to previous matches. Segan trying to slide across here. Wazinski pushing down here, but unfortunately caught in no man's land on that one. Cross into the box. And it's just a clean header between two defenders there. Bell, and unfortunately it looks like Ida as well. Both of them standing in no man's land. And the cross just delivered between two defenders. And he just runs onto that one and absolutely hits it with power. Barely gets off the floor. But he hits it with that much velocity. Higuain unable to get hands to that one. Hoffenheim up by 1. 50 minutes in. Ita pushing across defensively. Misses on that attempt. Bell needs to slide across. He does get his body in front of that one. But Higuain with a nice save once again. Corner opportunity here. Ranakuna trying to slide across defensively, trying to get in front, chip into the box. Bell taps it down, but again, we just can't control it. And Higuain once again having to put his hands in front of the ball and tap it over the back line. 56 minutes in here. Ida. Wazinski with a poor pass once again. Straight into the box. Higuain comes out. And we do it to ourselves once again on that one. Poor clearance by the back three. You pick which one, and they seem to be consistent with it at the moment. Just passing straight into the defender's legs. And ultimately, we are our own worst enemy with those type of plays. Burkhardt picks up the scraps on that one. Wasn't the cleanest pass. Aranakuna pushes back centre field. Doesn't control it, but it's cut off there by Karaman. Great ball down here to Phillips. He's into the box. Saved there once again by the keeper. 71 minutes in. A real chance there by Phillips. Wazinski needs to slide across. Cover the attacker. And Higuain with the save once again. 82 minutes in. Final moments here. Hoffenheim look to pick up the win. Bell needs to slide back. Trying to block the shot attempt. Nice defensive play there by Bell. And we should be able to run it out from there. That is the final hooter. Another defeat. Another defeat at home as well, which is just not what we want to see here in Season 2. Defensively, some lapses in judgment. Of course, the injury to Sanchez is a big blow to us as well. We'll look at what that potential is very soon. But it was a 47-53 split on possession. And it was a 7.2, our best rated player, which was Bell. But as we were talking about, Sanchez with the injury, it's not good news. 3 months he's out with a broken toe. So we will definitely miss him for the remainder of the season. Potentially coming back in the final month. As mentioned as well, Napam will be starting now in the cam position. We gave Frank the first few matches to showcase what he can do in January. But unfortunately, just hasn't delivered here in the second month of football. Consistency is key, and Napam will now have an opportunity in the starting lineup. Looking at loans now, Wazinski will be departing on 6 months. It's not an ideal time, obviously, with Sanchez. Berger, of course, 6 months as well. And then, last but not least, we've got Aris also on a 6-month loan to potentially develop further in a senior squad. Looking at the next match here, we've got Leverkusen, currently the reigning champs, in 4th position at the moment, won 3 of their last 5 matches. And they'll be looking to put in a big performance here in front of the home fans. Obviously, Wazinski on the departure on loan was already set up prior to the Sanchez injury. We will need to evaluate our centre-back position with the players that we've currently got, and we might need to look into the transfer window, if not the free agency as well, for a potential replacement here for the remainder of the season. A strong lineup here by Leverkusen, a 3-4-2-1. Obviously Van Dijk in the centre-back position as captain. Always a pillar of strength in that back line. We're going with that 3-4-2-1 ourselves. And of course, we've got Napan starting with Karaman and Aranakuna up front. We've got Ida, Bell, and Vashkovic with Sanchez out injured. Metcalf, Segan, and then Hamachi and Aiden's getting an opportunity on the right midfield position. Segan here looking to deliver it down the left-hand side with Hamachi. Bring it back centre field here. Finds Karaman, who gets it back here to Hamachi. Little chip across here. Unfortunately, Aiden unable to get underneath that one. And it's cleared out there by Leverkusen. Hoffman down here, diverts. Vashkovic sliding across, trying to get in front of that one. Bell needs to do the same. Ball back in, centre field. And the shot goes wide by Frimpong. Frimpong with the ball down the right-hand side for them. Ida trying to push back. Needs to cover the pass back on the inside. Misses on that first attempt. Ball into the box, chipped over. And Hickering with a great save once again. Outstretched, but gets a hand to that one. It's been all attack Leverkusen, 24 minutes in there. Ida gets a foot in there, but unfortunately, just not controlling the ball the best. And Bell needs to slide across a little bit quicker than that. Hickering clears it out here on the right-hand side. Down here to Aiden. Defender in front, unfortunately, just doesn't have the agility. And the ball goes back centre field here. Bell sliding across. Tries to get a foot in there. Misses on the first attempt. And Frimpong, you give him that opportunity one-on-one with the keeper. He's going to deliver. And Leverkusen up by 1, 36 minutes in. Bell trying to push up. Leaves the midfield wide open. Leverkusen strike first. Metcalf pushing down here. Down to Karaman. Oh, Aranakuna one-on-one with the keeper. That's how you counter. That's how you smack back. A great play there by the captain. Metcalf delivering a great pass through to Karaman. He waits for Aranakuna to run a better line. And he delivers the ball back on the right-hand side. Defence sliding across late. But Aranakuna gets the shot away. We're all tied up. 5 minutes before the halftime siren. Bell sliding across, trying to get a body in there. And once again, strong defensive play there by Bell. Marchi pushing down, trying to get in front. Ball back into the box. Verts. Nice defensive play there by Ida. Blocked again there by Ida. Needs to clear it out. Gets it to Metcalf. But once again, the pass wasn't the best. Bell out of position. And we just couldn't clear the ball out better. And you give an opportunity like that to Leverkusen, they're going to deliver. And they're going to go into this halftime break up 2-1. Just a poor clearance there. Metcalf just couldn't get across quick enough to get a foot to it. We need a strong performance here in the second half if we are to bounce back. We've got the strike weapons, I believe, up front to do so. Defensively, though, we need to be on our A game. Bell's sliding across here, trying to cover two players. And Hickering with the save. Vashkovic looking to clear it out here. He's getting bullied here into the corner. And he's lucky on that play. Down to Bell. Pushes it across to Segan. Poor pass there by Segan once again. Vashkovic can't slide across quick enough. Karaman does well. Segan can't control it. We give it away once again. Bell out of position. And it's just one-on-one with the keeper. Once again, poor clearance by the defenders in the back line. This time, Segan just not controlling it. And we ultimately might need to evaluate the full squad here. because we are suffering at the moment defensively. Obviously, we're against the reigning champs, which means, it was always going to be a battle. But this defense here is an absolute shocker. 68 minutes in, we're down by 3, 4-1. The only saving grace this match is it's not in front of our home fans. That would have been just a bitter taste to this poor performance, especially defensively. Bell needs to slide across. Just not getting clean tackles at the moment. Ida out of position on that one, but Hickering with the save once again. We will do a switch out here. Burkhardt coming on for Segan. But there's very little time to potentially bounce back 3 goals. It's not impossible, but we need to strike early. Nice pass down to Aranakuna. Scott Van Dijk on the inside. Does a great play there to get on the inside, but once again, shot straight at the keeper. And he just gets a hand to that one. 9 minutes left. Karaman, nice defensive play. Gets the ball back in to Aiden. Into the box here. Gets it to Ranakuna. Shot chance. And once again, keeper gets a hand to it. Ita with an absolute beautiful bicycle kick. Aranakuna trying to chase it up with a header. But Leverkusen once again. Hold on. Bell, nice defensive play on that one. Metcalf clears it out. And we will suffer another defeat here against Leverkusen. They pick up 3 vital points for their push for another trophy at season end. But we again suffered defeat here. 56-44 split on possession. Aranakuna and Karaman, 9 out of 10 rating. But ultimately, we need to evaluate the squad. Now, Yuri's looked through the free agency, and we've got a potential gem here in Alex Dennis. 17 years of age, 5'10". He's a KM 71 overall. Potentially could play left or right mid as well. And wage-wise, we ultimately have up to 12,000. But they've come back saying they only want 7.9. And we'll obviously do a signing bonus of 150k as well. We'll give him the 9. Make sure we can just get it signed for 5 years. And Alex Dennis will be joining us here in this January transfer window. Our first real signing here in the window as well. And it's obviously adding youth to the squad. Potential replacement for Moore on that right-hand side for the time being. But depending on how Karaman plays out this season, he does play Cam and could partner Napan going into season 3. We've got a big match coming your way. It's RB Leipzig once again. We obviously suffered a defeat 2-0 in the opening match of the episode. Can we potentially close it here with a big victory in front of the home fans? The conditions are here for attacking football. And hopefully we can produce that here today. We will do a switch up of the lineup. Ita, Bell, Vashkovic, Metcalf, Burkhardt coming in. And Hamachi on the left. We've got Dennis starting on the right midfield position. Then we've got Karaman, Napan, and Aranakuna up front. Looking at RB Leipzig, they're going with a 4-2-2-2 formation. Obviously, the big danger up front is Jota in that number 10 jersey. Kickoff underway here. We've got the ball first. And Burkhardt looking to take it on the right-hand side down to Dennis. His first touch here for Schalke. And Karaman's got the ball here. Brings it back centre field. Burkhardt across here to Napan. Looking for Hamachi to run a line. He doesn't for the first time. Tries to get a pass through there. And it looks to be a handball though. So we will get a penalty. Free kick here. 4 minutes in. Aranakuna has put some great balls from this point on the field. And he delivers once again. Aranakuna, take a bow. His 13th goal of the season. An absolute dime into the top pocket on that free kick. Just puts it over the top of the wall. And in a position that the keeper can't reach. A great shot. And we're up by 1 here against Leipzig. A great start. Exactly what we wanted in this match. Defensively, we just need to perform here. Hold on to this lead. Metcalf misses on that defensive attempt. Burkhardt out of position on that one. Nice defensive play there by Bell, but he gives it up straight away, and it's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Frustrating. We score first, and then we concede straight away. Bell just can't control. We get the ball, and they steal it straight back. Ita just couldn't slide across quick enough. And it's all tied up here, 9 minutes in, 17 minutes now. Bell sliding across, nice defensive block on that one. Trying to fight for the ball on that. Saved there by Higuain, a shot off the back foot. Jota looking dangerous at the moment. Ball into the box. Bell with the block. 22 minutes in here. Second attempt on the corner. Dennis trying to slide across, trying to get in front. Hamachi looking to do the same. Great play there defensively. Gets the ball out to Napen. Pushing down the left-hand side. He needs a Ranakuna to run a line. He's got the pace here, Ranakuna. Gets on the outside. Just needs to settle himself. And there you have it. 27 minutes in. He's second for the match. I thought potentially we passed it a little too early from Napen. But Ranakuna delivers once again. Gets on the outside. Uses his pace. Sets himself for the goal. And he slices it past the keeper for his second. Final moments here in the first half. We're up by 1. Voshkovic needs to slide across here. Ball back. Centre field. Metcalf kind of out of position on that one. Bell and Voshkovic just break down in communication. Higuain with a beautiful save. I thought definitely we were going to concede there. But I should not doubt Higuain's performance between the posts. What a tremendous season 2 he's had. What a tremendous season he's had. We go into this halftime break. Currently 2-1 up against Leipzig. Ball back centre field here. Bell trying to push down defensively. Ball past Voshkovic. Ball back centre field here. Higuain comes out with a save once again. And a shot from out wide. Potentially could have been devastating for us. But we hold on. Bell with the ball. Once again, a poor clearance by the back three. Voshkovic can't slide across. Jota with the shot that goes over the top bar. And we get away with one on that play. Ranakuna underneath. It's tapped back though. Was unable to win that battle. Voshkovic pushing down, misses on the attempt. Bell needs to slide across. And unfortunately the counter-attack just picked us apart through the midfield. Voshkovic pushing down. Bell not sliding across quick enough. And he's 1-on-1 with the keeper and just slices it across. Currently 2-2 now. Metcalf with the ball. Back here to Voshkovic. Back to Burkhardt. Down to Napen. He's got a Ranakuna inside the box here. Shot chance. And now we're up by 1. Ranakuna. A hat-trick in this one. It's definitely cold in here. Ice in his veins. What a tremendous performance. Napen with a beautiful pass in front of him as well. Able to run onto that cleanly. And sets himself for the goal. Nice defensive play there by Bell. Down to Metcalf. Down to Napen. Out to Hamachi. Pushing down to the left-hand side. Looking to bring it back. Chip across here. Dennis taps it back. Kramer with the shot chance. But blocked by the defender. And we're 68 minutes in here. Currently up by 1. Metcalf sliding across. Not the best performance here in January by Metcalf. Been out of position quite a few times. Bell's stuck in mud. And Jota just waits for Higuain to come out. It's 1-on-1 with the keeper. And he just sets himself, waits patiently. Keeper comes out and he chips it over the top. Bell, unfortunately, once again stuck in mud there, just watching. until Jota gets past him and then reacts. And it's all tied up here. Doing a switch out here, some fresh legs to round out the match. Segan coming on. We've got Aiden coming on as well. Of course, we'll also look to potentially boost up that back line with Schallenberg coming in as well over Bell. Unfortunately, Schallenberg caught off guard there. And Jota gets that 1 point advantage. 76 minutes in here. The fresh man overcommits defensively, too aggressive. And he just steps back on the inside there, cuts us in half. And he's one-on-one with Higuain. And you're going to take Jota 9 times out of 10 to score those ones. We're in the final 10 minutes here. Aiden sliding across defensively. Great play there. Looking to get the ball back on the inside. Does find Burkhardt, who's going to find Segan. Down to Napan here. Gets a great pass through to Karaman. Pivots, great pass back. And Aranakuna scores his 4th in this match. But a great team goal. Moving it from right to left. Karaman just stopping on an absolute dime there to turn around and get the ball back to his striker. Just stops, pivots, gets a clean ball back. And in one motion, puts it into the right-hand side. We're all tied up here, 4-4. It's been a battle. Attack-wise, we're stronger in this match than we were in the first. But defensively, we've let ourselves down. Jota cuts us up there. Schallenberg, final moments here. Does not want to let him score. Does not want to see defeat here in the final match. It's a red card, though. They've still got a free kick option. But you can just see the reasons why he's desperate for some points here. Itter in the back line trying to support that short side. It's off the wall though. And you just can't sometimes pick it. The final moments here. Leipzig, probably the reason why they're in the top 4. Produce an absolute miracle on that play. Free kick off the wall. The bounce out wide. And he just heads it back into the box. And unfortunately, the only man to react is the RB Leipzig player. And we do suffer a defeat here to round out the January football. Obviously, consolation here. 4 goals on 4 attempts. A great performance. But unfortunately, 4 goals just wasn't enough in this match. It was a shootout, that's for sure. Defense definitely lacking on both sides. But we need a good look at our defensive squad going into February. 44-56 split. And 10 out of 10 performance, of course, for Aranakuna. 9.7 for Napan. And then Karama with an 8.1. Looking at the final departure here in the January transfer window. We've got Grugo, who will go out for a 6-month loan just to get that first team experience. And then ultimately we'll evaluate him in Season 3. But this is how January football looked like. We got the 1 victory against St. Pauli, but unfortunately we suffered a defeat against Leipzig twice, Leverkusen and Hoffenheim as well. We currently sit in 8th position, only picking up the 3 points, and it's definitely been a battle over the last couple of months, and it will continue to be a battle if we can't get that defense right. Looking at the top scorer though, Aranakuna off that strong performance in the last match, leading the charge with 17 goals. We don't have anyone in the top 5 for the assists. And then looking at the clean sheets as well, we do not have Higuain in there as well. And that's just ultimately been due to the poor defensive display. But that's it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It was a long one, being that we've got the January transfer window. We still got the final 10 hours to open the next episode, where we will make some adjustments to the squad. But if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you do hit that like button, as it does help the channel grow and reach new audiences. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you do subscribe to catch up on all the latest. And of course, if you missed any of the episodes so far, at the end of this episode will be the playlist for you to enjoy. But we've got some big matches still to come your way. We've still got 4 months of football. There's a lot that can happen in that 4 months. So I hope you enjoy the series. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate all the support.